If you can't control your emotions, people will control you. Most people believe that sleepless nights happen because of stress, bad habits, or an overactive mind. But psychology reveals something far more complex. The real reason your brain refuses to rest at night often has little to do with what happened today, and everything to do with mental patterns that have been quietly developing for years. While your body is trying to sleep, your mind may still be processing unresolved emotions, unfinished thoughts, hidden anxieties, and behavioral loops that operate beneath your awareness. And the most concerning part is that many people experience this every night without ever understanding why it happens. If you stay until the end of this video, you'll discover the psychological mechanisms that keep the brain active when it should be resting, why certain personalities are more vulnerable to nighttime overthinking, how emotional habits influence sleep quality, and what psychology reveals about breaking the cycle of mental exhaustion. This is not simply a discussion about sleep. It is an exploration of the relationship between your thoughts, your emotions, your behavior, and the invisible processes shaping your inner life after the world goes quiet. Because the real problem is not that your brain is awake at night. The real problem is that it may be trying to tell you something you have been ignoring during the day. And once you understand what that message is, you may never look at your sleepless nights the same way again. Welcome to a space dedicated to understanding the human mind and modern emotions, helping people better understand anxiety, relationships, behavioral patterns, and the thoughts that silently shape everyday life. Let's begin. Have you ever gone to bed completely exhausted, knowing your body needs rest, but the moment your head hits the pillow, your mind suddenly decides it's time to replay everything? A conversation from 3 days ago, a mistake you made years ago, an unfinished task waiting for tomorrow. It feels irrational because all day long you were busy, distracted, moving from one thing to another. But now, in the silence of the night, your brain refuses to let go. What makes this so frustrating is that you're not even thinking about anything important. Yet somehow, your mind keeps searching for something. Many people assume this happens because they think too much, but the truth is often deeper. During the day, we constantly push emotions aside to keep functioning. We answer messages, attend meetings, solve problems, scroll through social media, and tell ourselves we'll deal with our feelings later. Nighttime is often when later arrives. Your brain isn't necessarily trying to keep you awake. In many cases, it's trying to finish conversations, process worries, and organize emotional clutter that never received attention. And the strange part is that the harder you try to force yourself to sleep, the more awake your mind seems to become. What starts as a simple restless night may reveal something most people overlook about the way their minds operate when nobody else is around. What most people don't realize is that the brain rarely stays awake at night because it wants answers. More often, it stays awake because it hates uncertainty. Throughout the day, your mind constantly collects unfinished pieces of information. A text that sounded different than usual, a strange look from someone at work, a conversation that felt slightly off, or a decision you're not completely confident about. Even when you consciously move on, part of your brain keeps those moments open in the background. The hidden mechanism is that your mind treats uncertainty like an unsolved problem. It quietly revisits situations, searching for patterns, explanations, and possible outcomes. This process happens so automatically that most people mistake it for overthinking, when in reality it's the brain trying to create a sense of predictability. The problem is that many of the questions keeping you awake have no immediate answer. This becomes especially powerful in social life. A delayed reply can suddenly feel meaningful. A short conversation can be analyzed from 10 different angles. A small moment of awkwardness can replay far longer than it deserves. Without realizing it, the brain starts building stories to fill in missing information. And the more it searches for certainty, the more attention it gives to things that may not even matter. What makes this pattern so difficult to notice is that it often feels productive. It feels like you're solving something. But beneath the surface, another process is quietly taking shape, one that can influence how you see yourself, how you interact with others, and even how you prepare for the next day before it has begun. And this is where the problem starts affecting much more than your sleep. Most people think nighttime overthinking stays in the bedroom, but the effects quietly follow them into the next day. When your brain spends hours running through possibilities, replaying conversations, and preparing for problems that may never happen, it changes the way you show up around other people. You might become more cautious without realizing it. You start reading too much into simple interactions. You hesitate before speaking. You spend extra time wondering how your words will be received. Little by little, your attention shifts away from the present moment and toward monitoring yourself. Instead of being fully engaged in conversations, part of your mind is busy analyzing, predicting, and protecting. This creates a strange cycle. The more mentally exhausted you become, the harder it is to feel naturally confident. Your energy drops. Your patience shrinks. Even your ability to enjoy simple social moments can start fading. People may notice that something feels different, but they often can't explain what it is. And neither can you. What makes this pattern so powerful is that it reinforces itself. A tired mind becomes more sensitive to uncertainty. More uncertainty creates more mental activity at night. More mental activity leads to less recovery. Over time, what began as occasional restless nights can slowly shape how you experience relationships, opportunities, and even your sense of self. And hidden underneath this cycle is a reason many people never suspect, even after years of dealing with it. Your brain doesn't react only to what happened today. In many cases, it reacts to emotional memories that were never fully processed, even if those experiences happened years ago. This is one of the reasons two people can go through the exact same situation and have completely different reactions at night. The event itself is only part of the story. What truly matters is what that event touches inside you. A simple unanswered message today may not feel stressful because of the message. It may feel stressful because it activates an old feeling of rejection. A mistake at work may not hurt because of the mistake itself. It may connect to years of feeling like you had to prove your worth. The brain is constantly comparing present experiences to emotional records stored from the past, often without your awareness. What makes this process difficult to recognize is that emotional memory rarely appears as a clear recollection. It shows up as tension, worry, restlessness, or the feeling that something is unresolved. Your conscious mind focuses on today's problem, while a deeper part of your brain is reacting to patterns it has seen before. This is why certain thoughts return again and again, even when you believe you've already moved past them. Over time, these emotional repetitions create mental pathways that become familiar. The brain begins expecting certain outcomes, scanning for familiar threats, and preparing for disappointments before they happen. And once that pattern becomes automatic, something surprising starts happening during the quietest hours of the night. Something that explains why rest can feel so difficult even when life seems relatively normal on the surface. The turning point often happens when you stop treating every late-night thought as a problem that needs to be solved. Most people spend years fighting their own minds, trying to force unwanted thoughts away, searching for the perfect explanation, or convincing themselves that something is wrong with them because they can't switch off at night. But the moment you begin observing these patterns instead of immediately reacting to them, something starts to shift. You begin noticing that not every thought deserves your attention. Not every fear is a prediction. Not every uncomfortable feeling is a warning sign. Many of the mental loops that seem urgent at midnight lose their power when seen for what they really are: automatic processes that the brain has repeated so many times they feel important by default. This awareness doesn't instantly silence the mind, and it doesn't erase old emotional patterns overnight. What it does is change your relationship with them. Instead of being pulled into every scenario, every memory, and every imagined outcome, you start recognizing the difference between experiencing a thought and believing it. And that distinction matters more than most people realize. Because the brain that keeps you awake at night is often the same brain trying to protect you, predict the future, and make sense of uncertainty. The question is not why your mind refuses to rest. The deeper question is what changes when you finally understand the patterns it has been repeating for years without you noticing. Maybe the most surprising part of all this is that the mind is rarely as random as it seems. The thoughts that appear when the room is quiet, the memories that return without invitation, the questions that refuse to disappear, they often feel disconnected. But when you step back far enough, a pattern begins to emerge. Not a pattern of weakness, anxiety, or failure, a pattern of unfinished emotional experiences quietly searching for meaning. Most people spend their lives looking at the surface of their thoughts. Very few stop long enough to wonder why certain thoughts keep choosing them. And perhaps that's why nighttime feels different from any other part of the day. When the noise fades, when the distractions disappear, and when there is nothing left to focus on except your own mind, you come face to face with the version of yourself that exists beneath routines, responsibilities, and expectations. Not the person you show the world, the person who remains when everything else becomes silent. And maybe the question was never why your brain refuses to rest at night. Maybe the real question is what part of your story is still awake. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, chances are this topic connected with something you've experienced yourself. If you found this video valuable, take a second to subscribe to the channel and leave a like. It helps more people discover content about psychology, human behavior, emotions, and personal growth. I'd also like to hear your thoughts. What part of this video felt the most familiar to you? Share it in the comments below. And if you stayed until the very end, leave the comment, "My mind is finally listening." That way I'll know you watched the entire journey. Before you go, click on the video appearing on your screen now. It connects directly to what you learned today and may help you understand another hidden pattern of the human mind that most people overlook. You can also explore the full playlist for more videos about psychology, relationships, emotional patterns, self-awareness, and the behaviors that quietly shape our lives. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.